concerns. Let's talk to Jonathan Gullis, former Conservative MP for Stoke-on-Trent North. He's live at Tory Party Conference. Jonathan, very good morning to you.
Finally, the pairing that we never really wanted but was bound to happen due to the piss-poor collection of second-hand rejects swirling round the bottom of the barrel of rancid talent that Talk TV and GB News call upon when they need a clickbait sound piece on culture war issues. Yes, it's concrete farmer Mike Graham and angry Tory Jonathan Gullis sharing screen time. But before we continue this segment, it relates to this moment when Gullis was asked what he was doing now that he's no longer an MP.
I suppose I kind of knew what was coming down the track. I don't think the opinion polls were hard to see consistently what was going to happen. So I spent a good year mentally preparing for the reality that was coming my way, whilst also fighting tooth and nail to make sure that I could make that contest as close as possible. It's been hard. Look, I'll be frank. Look, it was nearly, 3 months now, and I'm still without a job, right?
And you found it slightly more difficult than you thought. I mean, this comes as no surprise to me. I mean, I could have told you this would happen if, you are considered to be, by most of the teaching unions, who've just accepted a 5.5% pay rise, by the way, to be anathema, worse than the devil himself. They're never going to let you back in, are they?
Could it be that Gullis, taking a hardline stance on culture war issues, could have indicated to schools he was a potential person of contention and so felt it was better not to touch him even with a barge pole? No, of course not. It was woke teachers, too liberal in their outlook to want a bigoted Tory on their staff.
So, yes, Mike, I made a mistake of being, I think, too honest in an interview where I said I have applied for a number of jobs, both in the private sector and in schools. And when I was asked separately, do I think my politics could hold me back from getting a job in schools, I said yes, and that's the truth of it, like you say.
Yeah.
When I entered the profession, even though it was always centre-left leaning, it was always tolerant of different views. When I left the profession, and certainly during my time as a Member of Parliament, unless you're willing to be pro-white privilege, which I'm certainly not, unless you're willing to claim that biological sex doesn't matter, which I'm not, then there are, of course, some schools and some teachers in the system who were, would see me as the devil, and that's fine, that's their right to see that if they wish to. But when I have applied for these schools, I have wondered, not the schools specifically I've applied to, but I have wondered in the profession, simple Google search of my name, and I'm going to have teachers going, oh, we can't have this person in there. But yet, if they want to have their far-left net zero agenda activism in their classrooms, somehow that's appropriate as long as you're sympathetic to those causes.
Click here for Gullis can't get a job.